Good morning to all of you. General Deb, Ambassador Bhagirath, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to address you all this morning at the second IORA meeting of experts for maritime safety and security. After I extend a warm welcome to all IORA delegates to New Delhi. After an initial search for identity, IORA has today grown in substance and stature and carved a definitive place for itself. The recognition of IORA at the UN Oceans Conference last June is a testimony to its growing salience in the international fora. As Indian Ocean takes center stage in the 21st century, the onus is on us as equal stakeholders to collectively secure and nurture our oceanic space. Maritime security and collaboration is central to our strategic thinking and policy. We consider IORA as an important instrument for promoting cooperation and ensuring stability in the region. Security challenges do not respect borders and need to be tackled through effective partnerships at the regional level. Those who live in this region have the principal responsibility for its peace, stability, and prosperity. Today, the occasion calls for us to deliberate on the cooperative possibilities of this region rather than dwell on its competitive challenges that are admittedly there. Throughout history, the Indian Ocean has been characterized by commercial flows alongside migration of peoples, ideas, and culture. The Indian Ocean of today is in that sense not very different. It is one of the more important trade and energy waterways in the world, and as General Deb noted, it carries half the world's container shipments, 1/3 of its bulk cargo, and 2/3 of its oil shipments. It is the medium that connects the producers of the Gulf and Western Indian Ocean to the consumers of South and East Asia. Its demography, housing nearly 40% of the world's population spread over 35 littoral states, speaks for itself. Notwithstanding this diversity, the challenges faced by Indian Ocean rim countries are actually somewhat similar. The IORA mechanism has had a vital role to play in realizing our common vision for the region. It is a collective platform to highlight regional causes and concerns and the path for joint action to tackle challenges that we all confront. Economic, trade, and development issues are dominant in this agenda, and therefore we have been supportive of the intensification and the invigoration of IORA activities from renewable energy and the blue economy to maritime safety and security. Recognizing emerging geostrategic challenges, IORA identified in 2011 maritime safety and security as one of its 6 priority areas. This Indian initiative gained further traction, with Australia and Indonesia assuming leadership roles subsequently as succeeding chairs of IORA. Now, under South Africa's stewardship, we look forward to not only sustaining this momentum, but also further deepening our engagement within IORA under a collective framework. The focus on maritime safety and security as a priority area within the IORA framework has helped promote a shared understanding of maritime issues, enhance regional maritime security, strengthen capabilities, establish cooperative mechanisms, develop interoperability, and provide speedy HADR responses. Maritime safety and security is, as you all know, a multifaceted issue, especially with the growth of non-traditional threats. The scenario we confront is of maritime terrorism, smuggling, transnational crimes, drug trafficking, illegal immigration, IEU fishing, gun running, piracy, unregulated private maritime security companies, and the proliferation of sensitive technologies. It is further compounded by natural disasters, oil spills, the effects of climate change, to which our region is particularly prone. These threats and challenges impinge on the national interests of IOA littoral countries. More important, these conspicuously highlight the acute and imperative need for protection of the sea lines of communication. Only through collective action can we successfully meet these challenges. With sustained economic growth in the countries on the littoral of the Indian Ocean, this region has assumed greater importance in all realms. The growing need for raw materials, minerals, and other natural resources, including energy, to fuel development of the countries in the region has enhanced the strategic significance of trade that traverses the Indian Ocean. The economic dimensions and the security challenges in the IOR have together defined the naval and national strategies of nations within the region and beyond. Regional cooperation within the IOR will become increasingly important in order to ensure that the safety and security of these vital trade routes, particularly the choke points, over the coming decades. Maritime trade has become important for interconnected economies. India itself conducts nearly 40% of its trade with littoral nations along the Indian Ocean. India has been working with like-minded countries to preserve the integrity, inviolability, and security of the maritime domain, much of which is a global commons. Recognizing this growing importance of maritime trade in an increasingly globalized world, India supports freedom of navigation and overflight and unimpeded commerce based on the principles of international law, particularly UNCLOS, that serves as a constitution of the oceans. We also encourage resolution of territorial and maritime disputes through peaceful means in accordance with these universally recognized principles. We have always stood for exercising self-restraint in the conduct of activities that could complicate or escalate disputes affecting peace and stability. India's own record in this regard is well known. Maritime security is an important dimension of India's bilateral relations with all Indian Ocean littoral states, as well as almost all regional bodies that either are based in or border the Indian Ocean region, ranging from the IORA, ARF, ADMM+, to the expanded ASEAN Maritime Forum and the RECAP. Maintaining a favorable maritime environment in the Indian Ocean is a broad objective that requires coordination between India's military, diplomatic, and economic institutions. I'm glad to note that this is increasingly the case. We have consequently made more progress in our maritime engagement in the region and its immediate areas beyond. There has been growing interest in the conduct of joint exercises and patrols with the aim of enhancing interoperability within the region. The importance of coastal surveillance systems has also been recognized. India has initiated efforts to help our maritime neighbors set up their network and contribute to the shared development of maritime domain awareness. Maritime connectivity is also today one of the key pillars of our development cooperation in Asia and Africa. We have signed wide shipping agreements with a number of countries, provided capacity building assistance, and ensured capability enhancement by imparting training. In addition, our ships have undertaken coordinated patrolling with other countries and EEZ surveillance on the requests of our partners. India's sense of responsibility will grow with its capabilities, and the IOR should be assured that it can count on us. The large number of piracy attempts of the east coast of Africa have led to the emergence of the Contact Group on Piracy of the Coast of Somalia, mechanism of which India was a founder member. The Indian Navy has been undertaking anti-piracy patrols in the Gulf of Aden and the sea routes of the Indian Ocean since 2008. Our persevering efforts to secure shipping traffic in the area from pirate attacks has contributed to greater maritime safety in the region and enabled the reduction of the high-risk area in December 2015. This, in turn, has reduced shipping insurance costs, thereby promoting mercantile traffic in eastern and central IOR. India's HADR and search and rescue efforts in the Indian Ocean have also been increasingly in evidence. Building on its 2004 tsunami relief experience, India has since undertaken a wide range of HADR operations. Deployment of Indian naval ships for major non-combatant evacuation operations in Libya, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen have benefited not just Indian citizens, but nationals of several countries of the region and beyond. From bringing drinking water to the Maldives in the wake of a major water crisis, to providing relief supplies to Fiji and Sri Lanka, we have been the first to respond in times of distress in our immediate as well as extended neighborhood. We have also been laying additional emphasis on developing greater synergies with the navies in the region by investing sufficient expertise in consultation forums like the Indian Ocean Naval Symposium, IONS. India is a founder member of the IONS, as you're all aware, which currently has 35 countries. Another effort to ensure the safety of navigation in the IOR has been the hydrographic support provided to chart the waters of the region. We have augmented this with a large training effort. Over the past 3 decades, more than 11,000 foreign personnel from over 40 countries have undergone training in India, many of whom are from Indian Ocean littorals. Our Prime Minister's strategic vision, articulated during his visit to Mauritius, which Ambassador Bhagirath referred to in March 2015, has spurred a qualitative transformation in India's engagement with the IORA. In his words, I quote, "India seeks a future for Indian Ocean that is outlined by the acronym SAGAR, which is the word ocean in Hindi, security and growth for all in the region." This outlines our vision for the region of advancing cooperation and using our capabilities for larger benefit. Prime Minister Modi's vision has 4 key elements. 1, to safeguard our mainland and islands, defend our interests, ensure a safe and secure, stable Indian Ocean, and make available our capabilities to others. 2, deepen economic and security cooperation with our maritime neighbors and strengthen their capacities. 3, envisage collective action and cooperation to advance peace and security and respond to emergencies. And 4, seek a more integrated and cooperative future for the region that enhances sustainable development. The growing appreciation and acceptance of the concept of Indo-Pacific today underlines the importance of the Indian Ocean region in global affairs. I believe that it would also serve as an encouragement to Indians themselves thinking more strategically of this region. The Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans over a period of time have both evolved an identity and a sense of community, and that is the direction that Indian Ocean too should be heading. Relations with countries in the Indian Ocean and nurturing a climate of peace and stability are key cornerstones of India's foreign policy, more so given the growing economic relevance of the countries of this region and the changing global geopolitical scenario. This places a great responsibility on all of us in the IOR to collaborate, to cooperate, and to work together to tackle the maritime security challenges in the region, ranging from terrorism and WMD proliferation to territorial and maritime disputes. I'm confident that this sense of responsibility will guide your deliberations. Thank you very much.